The weather outside is frightful, but I can't remember the next line. Dude, it is gently snowing. The snow is gently cascading down the earth. I don't know if that's the correct word. I don't know if cascading does. If something cascades, does it have to cascade down an object like rocks or a building, or can it cascade down the air? That is the number one question of the day, which we will solve now. Let's see here. There's a lot of different definitions. It's a noun. A small waterfall, typically one of several, that fall in stages down a steep, rocky slope. So there you go. It has to be on a rocky slope for definition one. Definition two, a process whereby something, typically information or knowledge, is successfully passed on. That's interesting. I think I will add cascade to my vocabulary. Verb, of water poured downward rapidly and in large quantities. It's not really falling in large quantities right now. It's just coming straight down, and the flakes are big, and every single one is different. It's God's fingerprints falling down on the earth. Dude, a lot of snow, man. I didn't think we were going to get hit this hard with snow, but first it iced like crazy, and then it dumped the snow. I mean, it took me a while to drive this morning, and I don't know. It's nice, but it's making my life increasingly difficult, man. I gotta move January 15th. There's a lot to be done. Snow makes it difficult. I have to do things outside. So I need global warming to kick it up a notch and melt this snow. I know it's going to ruin children's dreams of sledding and building snowmen, but the snow must die. The snow must die. The earth must become warm. Do what you got to do, government. Fly the planes in the air. Chemtrail. Chemtrail the skies and melt the snow for me. One chemtrail will probably put an end to the snow, but maybe this is part of the government's agenda. Dude, last night we watched Gremlins. And I can't believe how many terrifying Steven Spielberg movies were rated PG. I mean, was this demon who presented himself as a human being, Steven Spielberg? Was he sent here to terrify and scare the hell out of children? That's what I want to know. Because so many of his movies from the 80s should not have been PG, dude. They're not kids' movies. They're not, dude. Gremlins is a scary movie. I remember years ago. Oh man, a few years, maybe 3 years or so. I mean, I hadn't seen the movie since I was a kid. I mean, pretty young. It wasn't one of my favorites. I wasn't like, oh, give me some Gremlins. It's got like the cinematography in that film is incredible. It's got a very awesome look and feel to it. Something that the Steven Spielberg is very talented at, but the content of the film is a little terrifying that they made that for kids. Definitely sold the toys in Happy Meals. They had a video game. I was watching the film, and I had distinct memories come flooding back, come cascading back of playing the video game. like the end scene, when, well, I mean, I'm sure I'm not spoiling it. The movie came out when I was 1, came out in 1984. I mean, it's 41 years old. So I guess I will give a disclaimer. Spoiler alert. This movie's 41 years old. Gizmo's driving a car at the end, and I remember that. I remember that from the video game, having to drive the car and like dodge objects and stuff, and some other things like jumping over. A lot of back then in Nintendo or Sega or whatever it was, I think it was Nintendo, a lot of having to jump over holes. A lot of games you had to jump over holes, and typically you would fall into the hole and die, and you would not progress to the next level. But dude, yeah, so I tried to watch it with my son like a few years ago, and like once the cute little furry things hatched into lizard demons, turned it off. He was clearly afraid. But a lot of parents would be like, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a movie. Watch the Gremlins. Watch them. And then next thing you know, your kids are weirdos. So I turned it off, and last night. But the most disturbing part of it, and I can't even believe this character's backstory. So there's the main character, the guy who gets the gizmo, and then he has the love interest, this girl that's in town, and she hates Christmas. And he's like, what? You hate Christmas? And she's like, people just think that you can hate this or that, but if you hate Christmas, they just think you're terrible or whatever. So come to find out, she hates Christmas. Get this. This is insane to put into a kid's movie. Absolutely insane, and this is why I know without a fact that Steven Spielberg is a evil man. Number one, let's think Poltergeist, PG, E.T., PG. People be like, that's not scary. Oh, yeah, dude. An alien, a fat, naked alien with rubbery skin and rubbery fat rolls hanging out with children? Come on. It's freaking weird, dude. It's a weird, freaky movie. I don't care what anyone says. You can't convince me otherwise. It's a disturbing flick. So, I mean, I would have killed E.T. That thing showed up at my house when I was a kid. I'll tell you, I would say grab the butter knives to my brothers and sisters, and we would have stabbed that thing, and it would have died a very painful death with those dull knives. All right, cut that hand off that glows, put it in the garbage disposal, and chop it up real good. So, this woman's backstory, when she says why she hates Christmas, she goes, it was Christmas Eve. And my dad went out to the store. And hours went by, and he never returned. And then Christmas Day came. Still no dad. Nowhere to be found. We called the police. They couldn't find him anywhere. Days went by. My mother and I, we did not sleep or eat. And then finally, I don't remember what she said. She's like, I went over to the fireplace to light a fire to warm our bodies on the cold winter day. And then that's when I smelled it. And I looked up and I saw his hand. And we called the police and they looked in the chimney. And there was my dad, dressed as Santa with presents in his hands. He was going to come down the chimney and surprise us. Oh, yeah, she smelled his rotting body, dude. Her dad, dressed as Santa, holding gifts, died in the chimney, and his corpse was rotting, and she smelled it. She said that she smelled it. And then she ends the monologue by saying, and that's how I found out that Santa wasn't real. What in the actual hell, dude? What in the hell, dude? This is a PG movie geared towards kids with toys. So not only does her dad die and rot in the chimney dressed as Santa, but then they top it off with Santa isn't real. All right? suck one, okay? Suck one, and what is that? I don't know, a piece of dynamite, Steven Spielberg, you wicked psycho? What a psychopath. Just a psycho. And the guy that wrote the movie, dude, he's the guy who directed Home Alone, Christopher Columbus. And like, I think, also Back to the Future. And then, okay, the other thing that really dawned on me last night when I was watching this, why the hell was everyone an inventor in the 80s? In 80s movies? Everyone was an inventor. And like a terrible inventor. Everyone. Goonies. I think the Asian kid was an inventor. All right? The dad in Gremlins, inventor. Back to the Future. Crazy Doc, inventor. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, inventor. The list goes on, dude. I'm going to compile a list. Everyone, no originality. Is it just because they could like make cool gadgets that looked cool on screen? I mean, that's what I'm thinking, is that then they could have like all these like cool effects and stuff like that. But Gremlins, it looks cool, but overall, it's just not a very good movie. It's just not. And then we know what happened to the second one. Key and Peele did a fantastic skit about that, about the guy that came in and had all the ideas for the second one. Very, very funny. I won't do it justice to talk about it here, so just look it up. Look it up. So, Thanksgiving has come and gone. Yeah, dude, I had a lot to do on Black Friday, getting ready for people to come drywall my house, and I was unable to record an episode. I normally probably would have, but it was weird. It was weird to have 2 days off from this podcast in a row. Most days in a row since I started the Austin Anderson show. So hopefully your Thanksgiving was awesome. As usual, lots and lots of food was consumed. So many carbs, the most amount of carbs that one can fit into their gullet. I consumed. I have zero regrets. Zero regrets. Son. I don't know who Son is. Possibly you. I was watching an interesting video about this woman. She was just saying how like nothing feels authentic anymore. Everything is an ad, and she made a lot of sense. A lot of sense. But even like the comments on the video are pretty interesting. Like this person wrote, "Everything feels temporary now. Even things that provide immeasurable value now seem trivial. I hate this. I hate what we as a species have become. I wish I could just wake up and be full of optimism again. The only thing that I hate more than this world is myself for playing along with this artificial reality." But you can't really hate yourself. Like, what choice do you have? Like, you don't really have a choice. We're all screwed. We don't really have a choice but to play along. But I get that, man. Everything really does feel temporary right now. Like, I mean, I remember when I was like younger, like maybe not even like 10 years ago. I would say like even like 10 years ago, I just generally did have a lot of optimism, just in general. But I have actually noticed this recently, that with the way that the world is going and how horrible everything is in the economy, in the government, in just everything, dude, that it's hard to be optimistic about the future. I've actually thought that and felt that. And reading this comment, it's nice to know that I'm not. I mean, it sucks. I wish I was alone. I wish other people weren't feeling like this, but it just makes you feel like, oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. So 34 people responded to that comment. One person writes, God help us, the world's struggling while the rich stay safe and the rest take the hit. I'm not chasing quick money. I buy gold, silver, and crypto to protect my future. Is this an ad? It's the very first comment. Is this an ad? And then I don't know. These are. Look at this. I met her at. People are just actually writing. It actually seems like underneath that comment, they're all just ads. So I'm not even going to read them. It's so. That is weird. And also quite funny. But I don't even know how to get back to where I was. Oh, there it is. But it's true, man. You can't get, I mean, they advertise to you everywhere. Remember all of our subscriptions? The end of commercials? Now everything has them, dude. Like Disney Plus, I'm watching a show with my son, Hawkeye. You know, the human being with the bow and arrow that can keep up with gods like Thor and indestructible green monsters like the Hulk and indestructible human beings like Captain America. You know, that guy who can keep up with them and fly from buildings and shoot robots with an arrow. Dude, in the middle of it, 2-minute ad. Twice. I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? Like, what am I paying for? The only thing that they haven't put ads in is Netflix. I mean, but geez, I feel like that's just and probably as I'm saying this, maybe they do. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Netflix. I just haven't had a lot of time to watch a lot of TV in general, but maybe they're staying true. But everyone else, dude, I mean, Prime, everything, they're sneaking in the commercials. It was supposed to be a way to escape cable and get away from all the ads and just watch content all the way through, no interruptions. And that's just not the case anymore. And it is frustrating because we pay a lot for our subscriptions, and then they hit us with that bullshit. And then when you go to you go and get gas, TVs pop on, they're like, here's politics, here's some ads. It's like, dude, there is nowhere to escape. And then I saw in here that someone did write that there is actually a Black Mirror episode that actually sounds like it actually could happen, and it's hilarious that they drew this parallel, and also somewhat frightening. But they write, there's a new episode on Black Mirror where a wife falls into a coma, and there is a new technology that can give loved ones their family member back that's in a coma. But the catch is you have to pay a membership if you don't want them to come with ads. Otherwise, in mid-conversation, they will speak in advertisement. And that's just what it is, dude. And all of social media. And I mean, it's not. I was trying to listen to this interview the other day on YouTube. And with the amount of ad reads that the host did, with the amount of ads that YouTube put in, I turned it off. I turned it off. I almost took my phone and just threw it against the wall. Shattered it to pieces. Poured some gasoline on it. Lit it on fire. Lit the little pieces on fire because it was so incredibly... Dude, I'm trying to work. I'm trying to build things and just like have it play. And I don't even think that there was like 5 minutes of the interview would even go by before there was an ad read or a YouTube ad. It's like melting my brain. It was 10 times worse than the radio. It was 10 times worse than watching like television. It's too much, man. I just got to find all the little pockets, you know, all the little nooks and crannies where there aren't ads and listen to that. Masterclass is a good one. If you don't have a membership to Masterclass, dude, and you like to learn, I'd get one, man. I listen to things on just like all sorts of stuff, just stuff that doesn't even pertain to my expertise or my life in any capacity, just because it's fascinating. So Masterclass is pretty cool. 80s movies are better though, you know. Like I really do enjoy them. I enjoy them because I just like how there isn't cell phones in like the movies, like 80s and 90s movies. There's tube televisions, there's pay phones, there's landlines, there's no cell phones, and it's like I was fortunate enough to live through those time periods, and it's nice. It's nice to live vicariously through the movie, and live through that simpler time than right now. So, I mean, Gremlins does. It looks great. It's a great looking movie. They just recently did a study of the 5 most sinful cities, America's top 5 most sinful cities. The list. Now, would you guess what number 1 is? Number 1, of course, is Las Vegas, Nevada, with the second highest number of casinos per capita. That has to be changing, though, now that they have casinos and slot machines in every single gas station in America. Now that they have online gambling of all forms everywhere, sweeping the nation. I heard someone talking about it recently. I didn't realize this, even in like Britain, and they're same thing. This guy that lives there was talking about how they have casinos and slot machines in all the gas stations everywhere, and online gambling, and how like that's basically their economy now, which is nuts, dude. Which is nuts. I hate it, man. I think it is trash. I don't think anyone should be sitting in a gas station pouring all their hard-earned money into a slot machine. I mean, this is like a walking tall movie. We need a guy with a big baseball bat just walking through America smashing slot machines. But I just saw recently that the guy that movie was based on, Walking Tall, apparently there's new evidence that suggests he might have murdered his wife, which would be wild. Wild if it was true. So Vegas also tops the list with most adult entertainment destinations per capita. Residents of Sin City are more likely to search Google for terms linked to pornography, strip clubs, and other adult content than folks in most other cities. And with the 5th most fraud and identity theft complaints per capita, Las Vegas is a natural destination for visitors that want to plunge themselves into greed, lust, and vanity. Do you imagine being an entertainer there, like Carrot Top or, Wayne Newton? God, dude. I mean, no wonder why they end up looking so bizarre. It would be just an insane life. Number 2. See, like number 1, I knew when I saw the list, I was like, obviously Las Vegas. I mean, that's what, comes to everyone's minds. But it's like, what are the other 4? What are the other 4? And number 2 on the list is Houston, which boasts the 3rd highest number of adult entertainment establishments and ranks among the nation's highest in Google search for interest for extramarital affairs, pornography, and strip clubs. In addition to ranking among the top in the nation when it comes to lust, Houston's residents are also among the most violent, with the nation's 5th highest number of mass shootings from January 2023 through June 2025. It also has the 21st highest violent crime rate in the nation and the 28th highest number of aggravated assault offenses per capita. Damn. Dude, I've been to Houston once, and I was not a fan. Years ago, I went down there. I performed at the Improv in Houston, and I just remember being in my hotel, which was downtown and up high in a building where the eagles soar, and looking down, and the traffic was just insane, dude. In my opinion, at that time when I looked at it, it looked crazier and a worse experience than Chicago, than LA, than a lot of other places I had been. And I was just like, man, I'm just not feeling it. So, which is nuts, dude, is that Houston beat Los Angeles, the city of angels. That's number 3. That's wild. Who would have known? Who would have known? I guess everything's bigger in Texas, am I right? The city of angels is anything but. According to Wallet Hub, which ranked Los Angeles the 3rd most sinful city in the U.S., part of that ranking stems from L.A. having the 14th most hate crimes per capita and the 8th most. Yeah, what does that even mean? Like hate crimes, dude? You can't. I don't know if you can trust that because what is a hate? What do they consider a hate crime? I mean, Gavin Newsom is running that shit show, so who knows? So, and the 8th most mass shootings between January 2023 and June 2025, despite the most stringent gun laws in the U.S., still has the 8th most mass shootings. So there you go. If you think that gun control is going to solve your problems, here's the proof. It's not. Residents in LA are also less generous than those in other American cities. Less than a quarter of all residents volunteer their time, the 5th lowest in the nation. Among the 182 cities in the study, LA also had the 24th lowest percentage of residents who donate their adjusted gross income to charitable causes. It's all about self out there, baby. You know how it rolls. Number 4. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the state and city of brotherly love. The city of brotherly love, they say, is the 4th most sinful city in the country. And the 7th in jealousy. Ooh, greed and laziness may not abound in Philadelphia as they do in other cities, but lust and vanity are surprisingly prevalent, with the city ranking 12th and 18th in both categories, respectively. And that's all they wrote about it. I'm going to go back. I guess they're ranking the Wallet Hub. I got to look at the extended rankings of this, because I guess they're ranking cities separately by categories like lust, vanity, and jealousy. And number 5 on the list, Georgia's capital city has a rich history. Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia. I think I forgot to say the city first. Atlanta, Georgia is it. Number 5, so where it ranks second among all U.S. cities for both jealousy and lust. Not far behind its 2 main vices, Atlanta ranks 9th in the nation for vanity. Yet the city is near the bottom of the list in the excess and vices and greed categories, ranking 117th and 168th respectively. It also ranked number 92 for laziness among 182 cities study. Okay, we got to find out real quick, and then we're going to wrap up the show for today. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. But I got to see what Omaha is ranked at. Wallet Hub. Huh. My talk to text is not working, so I guess I'm going to type it out real quick. And so it'd be like Wallet Hub, sinful cities, Omaha. Let's see what the people in Omaha are about. Jealousy, lust. What is it? Oh, this might be a little bit. I don't even know, dude. We're down on the list. I mean, I'm flying by here. I don't know. San Francisco's number 42. I actually, now that I think about it, how the hell is San Francisco? How the hell is San Francisco not in the top 5? Okay. Omaha, Nebraska, 81. 81 it is listed. And then there's all these other categories. I got to go up. Anger and hatred. So there's an anger. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of things. But the problem is that I can't. It's not easy for me to like go up to, you got to scroll up. I'm not equipped for this. So there is one category. Let's see, I think that, okay, so 27 is probably the lowest that we rank for. So we'll just see what that is for fun. 27, laziness. Shit. We are a tired bunch out here, filled with those corn carbs. That's how we roll. Yeah, dude. Nebraska, Lincoln, UNL, Huskers destroyed by Iowa on the game Friday. I mean, I didn't get to see it. I was working, but yeah, I guess it was an absolute bloodbath. So that sucks for them. Sucks for them and for us, the fans. So that wraps it up, man. Good to be back. Feel like good to get back into the groove again, and we'll have a good shows all this week. And hope you have a great day. Getting back at it. It's now the stretch to Christmas. It's December 1st. Ho, ho, ho. Goodbye.